Yeah, I grew up on a farm, one of six kids, and just everything was always a challenge to us, making ends meet, and it was a good life. It was a good growing up with the kids. I had good brothers and sisters and stuff, good parents. So got a scholarship to go on to play at NDSU, which was nothing short of a gift. I would have went into the service or into the military or something. We didn't have the means to go on and pay my parents to pay for college. So yeah, it turned out good. Went on to the pros after that. Never really wanted to play in the NFL. It just kind of happened. Worked hard and came away with a second round draft pick to go into the NFL. Something I certainly never expected, but certainly wasn't going to turn down either. Done planting, let's get her out of the ground. Okay, turn here. And in the ground. I played in 3 Super Bowls with the Bills, 92, 93, 94. So that was certainly a highlight, I guess. Yeah, I had, 11-year career with the Bills, so there's a lot of good things that happened there. I'm looking for my next venture. Football was good, but I'm 46 now. I want to do other things besides football. It's not the cure-all, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna pull out around this slough because I don't want to get stuck. Would you film me if I got stuck? When I retired from the NFL, me and my wife decided, we didn't want to stay in Buffalo. Not that we didn't like Buffalo, there was just nothing there to keep us there. So we decided where we're gonna move, and we thought we'd like to be somewhere around Fargo. That's kind of where we met. That's kind of where my wife had worked for 10 years before we got married. So we kind of had rented out in the Detroit Lakes area on several different lakes. So we ended up buying a place there, and it just became home. We've got 3 kids, and love the people around the community, and close enough to Fargo, and a lot of our friends in Fargo, and our family's all in the upper Midwest. So it just kind of became home, and certainly not disappointed in that. 3 kids. I got my oldest, Hope, is 12, and then I have a special needs daughter. Jillian is 10 years old, so she requires a little special attention. Then I got my son Ross is 8 years old. He'd be dying out here right now. He'd be loving this. He'd be taking it all in. He'd probably be driving by the end of the day, but he's a farm kid at heart, loves all the machinery and everything that goes along with it out on the farm. Bill told me the story of how this all got started. I'd seen Farm Rescue on the billboards, or I'd heard about it a little bit, a story, but never knew any more than that. And just hearing Bill's story and how where it came from and how it occurred, it even makes you want to get on board even more. What a great story. What a great story to be part of, I guess. Being a farm kid, obviously there's attachment there, and just always kind of liked the farming thing. I own some farmland myself, so I kind of try to go back and help out my brother when I can. It just seemed like a natural fit for me. So, farmers are pretty proud people. They don't ask for help even when they probably need it. They'd probably rather see a few acres go unplanted than ask for help. So I understand that mentality. I don't know if that's that way in every industry, but I know it's certainly that way with farmers. So, it was just a good fit. And you always try to help out your neighbors anyway, and this is just a organized way to do that, and a good way, and it's a good cause, and glad to help, glad to be a part of it. When you think of Bill and his vision here, and you think of pulling this together. Yeah, he's kind of the linchpin that pulled it all together, but you certainly can't. An idea just doesn't happen by itself. You need people, and actually need great sponsors. And I know I'm sitting in a tractor right now that RDO has volunteered to give to him to make his vision come true, to help out farmers. You got to really say hats off to them for what they've done. What a great thing to put some nice equipment out here and get it done quick. And all this electronics, This is the most technologically advanced machine I think I've ever ridden in or driven in, actually. And I'm trying to think there should have a throttle going faster, and we're going downhill. The tractor already automatically knows that you don't need more throttle. I mean, it just recognizes how to save gas and fuel economy. I want to just, punch the throttle and you don't have to touch anything. Less is more in these machines. That's the break between the 80s kid driving a tractor out in the field and the new connection to equipment. Wow. Just incredible how this changes. I can get used to this though. I mean, the work is all in the turns and stuff, and then it's like I haven't even touched the wheel since we turned. And you got it mapped out. Boy, that GPS stuff is just really changed. You don't have, the tractor runs itself basically. You got the seed, you can't overlap. My dad used to curse me out left and right for overlapping or skipping. Well, these machines all do it now, just all in the efficiency world. I mean, that's just the way it happens. It's great. Got our seed planting, got this side of the field done, got this much left to go. The world is good. I feel like I could go 5 miles an hour. Obviously, an organization like this needs great sponsors. Ardo's been a premier sponsor, but anybody else who has a connection to a farm or this makes sense for or has a passion for it, I think it'd be a very worthy organization to get involved with. I mean, this is a good grassroots thing that's happening here. Even people who don't have a connection to the farm, this would be a great way to get involved and do some really good for some good people. The volunteers are incredible. I mean, I might come out for a couple days. These guys do it year after year. They're here all the time, whenever they're asked. I mean, they're here. I mean, it's really kind of amazing. But it's a great cause. And there's a lot of great causes, but I think everybody who volunteers for this has a personal attachment to it, and I think that's why I'm here and why Dan and everybody else is here today. Former farmers or have some connection with the farm. There's a lot of times farmers, they don't want to ask. It's a very proud group. They make do with whatever they have to get everything done. But farm rescue is just another tool in your tool belt that if you need them, they're here. And I think a lot of times neighbors say, hey, this guy could use some help, and you call that neighbor up and see who the guy is to help out. I mean, I think that a lot of the times it happens in that way as well. Well, I think the more people you can help out, the better. I mean, if there's other volunteers, businesses, people, I mean, you really need people. I mean, it takes people to drive these machines and set everything up. I mean, that's kind of the hard part about it. But if you got a passion for it, I think that's the best thing you can do is, help out your neighbor. If a great way, if you got a talent, you know how to run all this computer equipment, that would be a great talent.